Louis Cross. And then number 3, we have Piggott. For the Drumchapel today, number 1, we have Angela. And number 2, we have Zia Sue. And at number 3, we have McKibben. And the other is Stella. And then number 3, we have the Fusion. This is doing. We have Isaac here. And for Fusion today, we have number 1, Harry Powerhouse. And number 2, we have Mendez. And then number 3, we have Baja.
So, good morning everybody, happy Valentine's Day to everybody watching. We're here in South London at Fusion Table Tennis Club for weekend 3 of the BCL Premier Division. We're starting today's coverage with Ormesby against Drumchapel here for this big fixture here. It's only a day-long event, so we're not going to be streaming tomorrow, so make sure that you get your table tennis fix in all of today. We'll be streaming this match here, Ormesby versus Drumchapel, starting off with Ennio Mendez and Ori Sun. Let's have a look at some of the other fixtures going on sort of around the rest of the action of the hall here today. So we have Brighton versus Ormo, the big news. Obviously Piggott joining Ormo for the remainder of the season. They'll be taking on Brighton. Ormesby versus Drumchapel is our morning streamed match here on table 2. Bats will be taking on the hosts Fusion over on table 3, over to our left. And North Ayrshire will be taking on EBAT on table 1, which is over to our right. The privilege of being joined today by Jamal Dennison, expert commentator, I'm told. So Jamal, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about Fusion Table Tennis Club.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me as a commentator today. Fusion has been running for many, many years, where we've been going through, I guess, grassroots table tennis to more the professional scene, through both junior and seniors, and also veterans as well. We, I guess, pride ourselves as a family club. Anyone can come and play, and it's just a privilege to have British League here today. Actually, the highest tier of table tennis in England. So, a pleasure for to have us here. It's been amazing so far already.
Yeah, and it's a great community club, a great community asset here in South London. So anybody that's familiar with football, obviously in the shadow of the Den, Millwall Football Club, not playing at home today. They're up in Sheffield today, taking on Sheffield Wednesday. But we don't care about that. We care about the action that's right here in front of us as Ennio Mendez and Jinlang, or Ori's son as he's known to many in the table tennis community, face off. What do you make of this first matchup here?
I think it's going to be, I say probably a tight contest because, I mean, in terms of Oreo, he's so solid. Like I've seen him play in British League, I've seen him play in the European trophy, and he's just amazing. So you're going to see a lot of kind of, say, maybe a cagey game at first from him. But then afterwards, you're going to see a lot of counters, a lot of fork rallies. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, hoping that it will be a good way to start as we're about to get underway as Ormesby, currently top of the table, take on Drumchapel. And first blood goes the way of Jinlang Sun and Drumchapel there. Quick retaliation. Two very quick points to start us off. Do you think that bodes? How easy is it as a table tennis player to maintain that energy with such a big spurt at the start of a game?
I'll say probably at a lower level it's not easy, but because these boys are professionally trained, it just becomes second nature. So the way that you see them moving, like right now, they're just moving effortlessly. It's just easy. And quick counters. I'm saying you're going to see that a lot in this game.
Yeah, now these sides have met earlier in the season. It was on round 2 when it was Drumchapel 1, Ormesby 6. It was actually Ori who got the only win for Drumchapel that day, beating Louis Price in a mammoth game, finished 3-2 with the final two ends finishing 14-12, 12-10. Came from 3-0 down to win that one, so very impressive win there. Let's see what he can do to add to their fortune. Ennio Mendez wasn't playing for Ormesby that day, however two of his teammates today were, so Ormesby represented by Ben Piggott and Louis Price here, who'll be representing Ormesby, whereas Drumchapel have Aaron McKibben and Danny Baja representing them here in this fixture.
Still an incredibly strong team. I mean, Ben Piggott, I think the whole season he's playing for his uni at Nottingham, and I don't think he's dropped a game. So it's a strong team, regardless if they have David Beth or not. It's a tough competition.
Great winner there from Sun. Makes it look easy sometimes.
It's just ridiculous. I think that's actually very vital in terms of taking a little towel break, especially when you're up, just to keep yourself composed. Very vital.
Yeah, in an individual sport as well, where it's so easy to put so much pressure onto yourself, almost not needlessly, but it's very easy to spiral downwards. Something goes against you. What resolve do you have to pull back?
I mean, I've been there so many times. It's like, literally, you could be leading 9-0 in a match, and they start getting 2 or 3 points. It's like your mentality goes down. So, in terms of taking your time, you need to do that. And at the moment, I mean, if it's come back 7-8, it's very close. Absolute perfect shot. It's a lovely backhand counter.
Some great placement there.
There's been a lot of third ball attack at the moment in terms of this game. It's like they'll serve the ball, push up slightly, and again they're just pouncing straight on. I think this is the first game. It's just kind of like feeling each other out, seeing what they do.
Yeah, just a matter of finding a feet, and Enio Mendez has certainly done that, as the first end finishes 11-8 to Ormesby. So while we're taking a short break, we'd like to give a big thank you and a shout out to our official ball supplier, which is T-Sport. They're providing the Butterfly R40 plus 3-star balls that are in use today. So be sure to check out T-Sport for all your table tennis essentials. They have gear, they have balls, they have absolutely everything you could need for any table tennis player of every level. So whether you're at the top of your game or you're just starting out, visit T-Sport to get all of your table tennis essentials. So big thank you to them for supplying all the balls here today. So you can just see Drumchapel having a little bit of a team talk, doing a bit of a debrief as they get set to go, switching ends as we enter the second. Who's going to retaliate from this one? Who's going to come back and get the big score this time out? Just seen some big points in the far court. You might just be able to catch a bit of Shaquille Webb-Dixon versus Alexei Douan over in Fusion versus Bats. That's looking like it's 9-8 at the minute. Very close game. One of the things we love to see. We love to see some of the big points, the big shows, the big action here on display in the Premier Division. As we begin the second set. Good little rally there. Drumchapel come out on top this time. Good cheer from the Ormesby bench. Cheering on the number one today. Narrow miss there off the edge of the table. Goes Drumchapel just clawing their way back into this the set, 1 point at a time. That's all you can do. So 8 all here in the second. Just sort of span it out over. And again, what was the scoreboard? Minor malfunction. It's 9 all now. We're on the far side. Let's make a big thank you to our umpires that are helping us all out today, making the sport happen. That'll go down as an ace. Let's spin that ball 1 point away from taking the second here. Fantastic rally. And he takes it. What a way to win the game. And that will be 2-0 to Mendez as Ormesby look to take control of this first game. Now, as exciting as the table tennis here might be, there's some more table tennis that's coming just a little bit later this year, so make sure that you check it out and get your tickets to the World Table Tennis Championships. Certainly an event you don't want to miss. Tickets are still on sale. You still pick them up. Big news, obviously just sold over 20k in tickets already sold, so they're going. Make sure that anyone watching, you get yourself down to London from late April through until the 10th of May. No matter who you're cheering for, no doubt it'll be some great table tennis on display at the World Championships. Mendez again taking affirmative action here. She's 2-0 up. I believe we get our first let of the game.
I can see that Oreo's got some strapping on his fingers, and it doesn't seem like it's stopping him from playing. I tell you, like, he's a machine.
Just keeping on going. It's very impressive. I mean, like you were saying, these are two very strong. Everyone in this hall has earned their place to be here. Two very strong, but Mendez is sort of statistically one of the strongest players in the division, and despite being a 2-0 scoreline, Son is making him work for it.
He's making him work, indeed, I tell you, and I can see the pressure. It just seems like Oreo is really trying to dig the ball deep into him, and the next ball is loaded up with so much spin.
Yeah, so if we look at the averages, Mendez is one of only a very small number of players that has won 100% of their matches so far. So before today, he'd played 8 and won 8, joined by only Paul Drinkle of Drumchapel. He's not actually playing today, Paul Drinkle. Alexei Duan of Bats and Ryan Chung of Bats. Ryan Chung's only played twice, but he's won both. Alexei Duan played 7, won 7. But Mendez has played in 8, won all of them.
That's an impressive feat. Compared to the caliber of players that we see as well, I mean, winning 100%, that's no joke at all. I mean, you'll have to really kind of, focus and lock in, and also with the experience and training that he has, 8 out of 8. I mean, I wish I could do 8 out of 8 every time I play. It would be amazing.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of us would like a ratio like that, as we just mark this time out. Some big cheers coming from the far court as Fusion, Shaquille Webb-Dixon, always one of the loudest in the hall, but one of the most passionate. But that's one of the things that we love about the sport. It brings out the best passion in us.
Definitely. I mean, he is the guy that I just know that if you see him play, he's going to be a wall and he's going to shout. All the time, you can see him going from back, maybe 3-4 steps from the table. And if he wins that point, he's roaring like a lion.
Yeah, he has featured in a fair few amazing points so far this season. I'm sure there'll be plenty more today here on home soil. Although may not quite be smiling as much. He has just lost out 12-10 to Alexi Duan in the second over there, but still time to turn it around. But we're talking about the match that's right here in front of us.
Very, very good forehand step just around the backhand side. You have to be very powerful with your legs to do that. I mean, it's a lot of squats.
Yeah. A lot of people that don't know table tennis are very quick to dismiss it as a very static, stationary sport, and that could not be further from the truth. You know, the amount of exercise and power you need to sort of put through your legs, through your hips to generate the force. It's top draw.
If you do want to get to a really good level, then you have to put in or implement the footwork, the steps. I mean, you can play stationary, but you can only go so far with it. As you see, with both players right now today, they're always energetic, moving around. It's vital for the game.
There you go. 1 point away to give Ormesby a 1-0 lead. Although not going down easily. Second match point. And we will go to a third match point. And then again, this is a player that knows how to win matches this season. He's going up against someone that also does. And there it is. Ormesby take the 1-0 lead. And it's Enyo Mendez takes it 3-0. Although fair play to Oreo-san, he was doing a great job there, put in some great performances, perhaps maybe a little bit disappointed with how he failed, because a 3-0 scoreline is never totally flattering regardless of how many points you end up with sort of in between, do you?
I mean, it was to be honest, the games were quite close in general. I mean, 11-8, 11-9, 11-8. So, I mean, for Sonny, I feel like he would be disappointed, but in general, I know he knew he was against a formidable opponent as well. So, in terms of that, I think he'll just kind of reflect, maybe just watch the game back, and then in terms of if he does play him again, then he'll know what to do or how to approach it again. So, but congratulations to Oreo, impressive player.
So that concludes the first game here between Ormesby and Drumchapel. So our next contest is the players are about to get set, and it's going to be Louis Price, the beast, from anybody that pays attention to any table tennis content online belonging to Table Tennis Daily will be very familiar with Louis Price against Drumchapel's Danny Baja. So what can you tell us a little bit about, from what you know about these guys?
Well, I would arguably say this might be my favourite game of today. I haven't seen anything, but I know for a fact both of them are left-handed, and as a left-hander myself, I think it's always good to see them both play. In terms of both of them, they are very, very explosive. You'll see a lot of forehand rallies in this game. With Danny, he'll always try and step over to the backhand, use the forehand and rip it past you. With Louis Price, he's very tenacious, very strong. he will try to rip the ball past you. So yeah, this could be arguably my favourite game. But we'll see. I've never actually seen both of them play each other before, so it'll be quite interesting. And also, it's kind of reverse, playing lefty to lefty instead of righty to righty. So yeah, I think strategies will be a bit different, but it should be a really good game.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see some of the big points. We want to see some. I mean, what to your untrained eye, what actually is different about a left-handed player when they're playing a left-handed player versus when it's a righty versus a lefty?
Well, in terms of the serves, I mean, the serves are always going to be in a different position. Where if it's a lefty to righty, a lot of the time, a righty will want to try and play the ball, I'll say, directly to the crossover forehand section. Even though they do say that for a left-hander, your forehand is the strongest weapon, but in terms of serving, it's always the hardest. So for a lefty, I'd say both of them will probably try and maybe target the backhand, go for more backhand to backhand rallies, or play the backhand first to try and get you out of position. So yes, it is a little bit different. But again, I think with experience, I'll say for both of these players, they probably won't even notice it. If you have the experience and you know what you're doing, it's like second nature. And yeah, you'll see with both of these players. They both played abroad, they played internationally, and at the highest level as well, both for England and for Scotland. So yeah, they know what they're doing. They're very good.
So no doubt a big fixture incoming. That's sort of, as we were saying, giving us a little bit of a bio on sort of everything there. So we've got Danny Baja from Drumchapel, Glasgow. He's represented Scotland at the European Championships. He's a two-time Scottish men's doubles national champion, and he's a former Scottish mixed doubles national champion as well. We do have word that Danny will be playing, or should be playing, with Aaron McKibben in the doubles up next. So we know that he can sort of do it in the doubles at the top level for his country, and he's going up against someone that also knows what he's doing sort of here today. He's had a few near misses sort of across this season. I mean, Louis Price, sort of very big name player, came very, very close. It had an epic in the first round of WTT Star Contender London against Felix Thomas. I think the final score, and it was something crazy, like 18-16, and it was. He did not seem happy. This is a player that does not like losing.
I mean, you'll see it in his expression. He's very charismatic. So in terms of winning and losing, you'll see the passion. And that's why I really respect him. I think in terms of anyone that's coming up and playing, in terms of grassroots levels, I think it's really important to watch a player like Louis Price. He definitely shows you that work ethic.
Well, Louis taken a commanding lead sort of up until this point. Well, 4-1 up. As Ormesby lead Drumchapel 1-0.
You see, they're trying to go for more the backhand rallies. As lefty to lefty, they feel like you'll get, so probably maybe between 70 to 80% more success on the backhand or winning from the third ball attacks. So you'll see a lot of backhand on this game.
No, we've referenced it a little bit earlier, but Shaquille Webb-Dixon taking one back, 12-10 over on the table, just over in the distance of your screen.
Absolutely crunching backhands. I understand why they call him the Beast now.
Such an intriguing style of play, being able to generate that power off the backhand as well, being able to put the spin on it.
he's done it again. I believe every serve that Louis Price has done has been to the backhand, and Danny is finding it so hard to get anything positive out of it.
Sort of gives a little grin over to his teammates. And Danny with a crunching forehand. I mean, those are the shots that make the highlights reels.
Love it, absolutely love it.
So it goes to 9-4 now. Just clipping the net there, sending the ball off the far end of the table. Give Danny Baja.
I think he's playing the ball a bit tighter, Danny, now. A bit tighter, maybe a bit more soft blocks to try and change the tempo of the game.
Oh, how was that for a rally? I know there's a bit of luck involved, but again, building up a bit of steam. A little nod over to his bench again as he takes the first game point. And he takes it, first time of asking.
I think it was quite smart play from Louis over there. I mean, as I said before, in terms of placing it around the backhand side, Louis did that really well to get the 11 points. I mean, Danny never really had an answer in this one, but I did see him, as I said, try to change the game, change the tempo, a little bit more to the middle as well. So maybe we might see a different game now, but Louis, he looked very dominant.
Both teams just take a little word of advice from their benches, their coach and staff. We do have Dennis Neal, who's here with Ormesby, as he so often is with his Ormesby team. Is obviously got a storied history there. His highest world ranking, 15th in the world back in his day. I'm sure he could still give plenty of people today a run for their money. Obviously European Cup champion with Ormesby, World Championship medalist, 6-time men's singles national champion, and been a player and coach for Ormesby pretty much his whole life. And so having him in your corner, certainly not going to do you any damage, you wouldn't think.
Yeah, he's got a wealth of knowledge just in that corner, and you can see from the players that he's coached as well. He's had many England players as well, so yeah, they really, really have probably the best person in their corner at the moment.
There we go, a little thumbs up of acknowledgement from Louis. From Danny, good shot, mate. On to the next one.
I can kind of see Danny at the moment is trying to force the balls over, and I think it might work if he just keeps spinning. Again, just a simple serve to the backhand. I think Danny may have to position himself a bit better, because it seems like Louis is just really trying to get to the cross section and to the side of the table, and he's finding so many problems there.
As Louis Price turns this one around, it's 3-2 now.
He's very precise in terms of how Louis hits the ball. It's kind of like, either he's going to hit the ball on clean, or he's probably just going to miss. literally completely. But every time he hits it, it's the position. It's literally pinpoint target every time.
See, acknowledges a let there. It is very precise motion, sort of being able to put the exact spin that you want on the ball. How much work does that take to be able to sort of level your game up, to have that kind of level of precision of putting the ball on your bat exactly where you want to put it?
It takes a lot of work and dedication. In terms of doing these type of things, I think you need to be training probably 4 or 5 times a week. I'm not talking about just maybe 4 or 5 times, but you play for maybe an hour or half an hour. You need to be putting in day and night shifts, because what you want to try and do is you want to try and replicate the same set every time. And if you can do that, then again, it's just literally second nature. You can do it all the time. So it takes thousands and thousands of hours. And I think that's what Louis and Danny have done.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be playing at any sort of international level as Danny has, and playing at some of the biggest competitions in the world. Played at WTT Star Contender London, as we were talking about earlier. Very narrow miss out to Brighton's Felix Thomas, but someone who keeps fighting the beast. So does Danny Baja. Good serve there. Setting him up nicely for the rest of the point. 5-8. Now Louis edges slightly closer to taking game number 2.
I think at the moment Danny's just not finding the timing right. Once he gets the timing, it's literally flawless. It's literally just kind of like watching the violinist literally just strum the chords, and it's just amazing. But at the moment he needs to just find the timing.
And the one person who's not going to give it to him is at the other end of the table. So can Danny dig himself out of this? Well,
very good, very good. Just played a little bit quicker there.
Yeah, certainly making Louis work for it. So we go 10-8, another game point. And Danny Baja, that was delightful.
And this is what we're talking about. Once he gets it, he really gets it.
And with a bit of luck from the net, he ties it up. It's 10-all.
I mean, being from 10-6 down, personally, I didn't think he was coming back, but just amazing stuff from him.
It's amazing what a run of points can do for your confidence, and we'll see what he's got in store here. Hands Louis the lead again. He knows that was a mistake. But Louis is going to look to take this one. And he does.
Big roar at the end as well.
Wasn't as easy as he would have liked it, but he does take it anyway.
And I feel like in terms of just your playing and winning matches and things like that, you need to have that mentality all the time against anyone. In terms of just, if it's a close game, if it's someone that is maybe not as good as you or even better than you, you need to be fiery and just keep the same momentum every time.
Yeah, so as we take a little look at the head-to-head, looking at these two teams, this is obviously before the start of action today. Drumchapel 7th place, Ormesby still leading the way, looking likely to continue their rich vein of form. 8 wins, I had to say 8 wins, great result there. Finished 2nd last year, Drumchapel 6th last year, but still playing. You know, you can take early lead and then turn it around. So what do Drumchapel have to do now? Obviously Danny Baja is not out of this, it's an uphill struggle at this point, but with the doubles and a fair few more singles matches still to come, what would you be taking stock of if you were on the Drumchapel bench right now?
I think in terms of this, it will have to be literally game management. So if you feel like you really cannot get past the opponent, then certain things, just literally taking your time, using the towel, maybe playing a little bit slower, things like that. It just has to be kind of like out of the box. If you can't meet them at the same speed, then again, slow the game down. But yeah, it just has to be a group effort in terms of beating this team. I mean, as you said, they've won 8 out of 8. It's a tough battle.
Yeah, so Drumchapel didn't sort of have the greatest of starts. They lost their opening 5 matches of the season. Lost to Bats, Ormesby, Brighton and Ormo and EBAT before beating Fusion and North Ayrshire in round 6 and 7. Lost out to Bats at the tail end of the last weekend. Certainly got a tough ask going up against an Ormesby side who have just been, I mean, there's no other real way of putting it, they've just wiped everybody out so far. I mean, if you look at their scores from the matches so far, so starting in round 1, 7-0, 6-1, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 7-0. It's there's absolutely a demolition job is how they've treated this season so far, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, looking at that, I mean, in terms of like Drumchapel, they are a strong team. They're not a 7th place team, but the caliber of what we're playing against, I mean, 8 out of 8, 7-0 in the last game. You have to be, I guess, an iron fortress. You need to do something. And I would say maybe after this, we do have the doubles, which is a completely different game than the singles. And then also Aaron McKibben will be playing next as well, which I do have total faith in him because he's very, very, I guess, strategic in how he plays. He does think about different things. He doesn't play normal conventional games, so there could be a difference.
Well, we will see Aaron McKibben's introduction to the game after this. This one finishes, whenever that might be. But for now, Louis Price, 6-4 lead. Frozen in stone there for a minute. Can't quite believe that he's put that wide of the table somehow, but he's back to life.
That was impressive. I thought he was doing the mannequin challenge.
Maybe just a few years too late to that one, but hey, he's bringing it back.
Wow.
More than follows it up that time.
That forehand was just so fast. It was, wow.
Bullet train of a shot that was. Danny Baja serves.
And again, I just feel like he's just not getting the timing quite right on his backhand. He's kind of playing over the table and not giving himself enough chance to recover. If Danny can maybe just take a step back and take the timing on his backhand, then he could turn it around.
There he goes. Louis Price moves within 2 points of giving Ormesby 2-0 lead. And he's set himself up for a good few match points here. Danny Badger had something to say last time Louis Price had a good few match points. But Louis Price finishes it off. First time of asking. That's another 3-0 victory to Ormesby.
It was a bit too clean, too good. It was a tough ask for Danny, but again, congratulations to Louis. He's playing very, very well today.
An entertaining match-up there as we lead into the doubles.
I think the doubles will be quite an interesting game. I feel like doubles, every time I play it, I never used to think this when I was younger, but now every time I play it, it's just the most fun in terms of any type of singles or doubles. I just love it. But the only thing is that if you're in a tight competition or a strong competition and you really need to win, then the pressure is on you. So if you do miss the ball, then you feel like, oh, you know what, I am actually the one that's making all the mistakes.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, you really do have to console your partner sometimes, or kind of not put yourself down. And yeah, it's a different type of skill with doubles, but it's so fun. It's an amazing thing.
And so Danny Badger will have the opportunity to right the previous result. Won't be against the same opposition, but it will be against two very strong Ormesby players. It's Ben Piggott's first introduction into this game as well. He's been playing very well all season.
I always try to think about, you know, what's going on through the players' minds before the game and also after. Is it more that, you know, are they quite nervous, or is it more exciting or excited nerves? Because I feel like everyone will think different, and also in terms of just mentality, with table tennis, it's an individual sport, but when you come and, you know, play with teams, is it quite different? I never know with professional players, but I know for maybe, you know, the lower level, or I guess maybe more the semi-pro, it could be a mixed bag of emotions, and it's just very, very interesting to watch and to see it today.
Well, as the players get warmed up, let's have a look back. So, as we were talking a bit about the Ormesby players that are sort of here today, we have Ben Piggott, who's going to be playing today with Ennio Mendez. It's his first introduction into the game. He's a cadet Six Nations champion from 2019, and he's been to the European Youth Championships 5 times, so he's very well versed at the international game from a junior perspective, and brings a heap of experience with him in all kinds of formats. As long as we take the first point of this doubles match up here at the BCL Prem Weekend 3 at Fusion Table Tennis Club in London.
Whoa, that was an aggressive flip from Aaron.
Hello, we are here and we mean business. And obviously we've been talking about Ben making his introduction. We also have Aaron McKibben Paralympic medalist. He's been around the circuit for quite a while, and quite frankly there are probably very few players in the hall with as much experience as him. Sort of been around playing at the top level, been, as I said, been to I believe 4 Paralympic Games. He's won 3 medals, just missed out in Paris, but it's the para class world ranked #1 player. Has been a national champion before. Missed out to Billy Shilton at last year's edition, but a very good final that is. I'd encourage anybody to go revisit the highlights from our coverage of the national championships last year.
Yeah, I think in terms of, Aaron, I know Aaron very well, and he's a very, very professional player, on the table and off. When you do see him, come into the hall, you can always see him, come with the full equipment. He'll do his warm-ups, he'll play, and then after that, warm down. It'll just be a really good routine. Whereas when you see other players, they may not warm up at all, and they don't do it in the proper fashion. So I think he's instilled that into his game, and it just shows when he plays as well.
Yeah, very nice guy, but not nice on the table to play against. Drumchapel are 8-4 up. We were talking earlier about Danny Baja's national titles in Scotland at men's and mixed doubles. Knows a thing or two. But the minute they've sort of seemed to have not woken up, but have made their presence felt here in this doubles match-up with a great rally that Drumchapel do take the point home for.
It's a really good mix at the moment, from a spinny shot from Danny and a punch from Aaron. It's a great mix. It's working at the moment.
As they take the first game point, and they take it, so Drumchapel have a game on the board for the first time in this match, and they did a very good job of it as well.
It was actually quite quick in terms of that game. It was more that they served, they kept the ball tight, and then the next ball they pushed along. So it just got them out of their sync. So it's really interesting to see how Ormesby responds to this, because at the moment, if they're playing the same way with the punchy, more aggressive shots from Aaron and the spin from Danny, then I can actually see a pretty good 3-0 win for them.
Yeah, and obviously we were talking a bit earlier about the Louis Price, Danny Baja, 2 left-handers. This is doubles pairing with a right-hander and a left-hander in the same side. Like, that's got to be very hard to play against, knowing that there could be a point where no matter where you put the ball, someone will be able to pick it up on a forehand, or and we've seen Danny Baj was very strong on his backhand as well. So even if he's sort of on the other side of the table, he can, that he's going to get something on it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They always say a lefty and a righty is better to have as a doubles team than just 2 righties or 2 lefties. But it's so interesting when you do see the players. For a left-hander, you would think that you should return with your forehand, but you can return with your forehand, with your backhand as a lefty. You've got more options, so it 100% works.
They look like they're coming out and attacking this matchup. Drumchapel. It's the ball dipping off the edge of each table.
Very, very good. It was so deep, and he just caught it kind of around the net. Amazing.
Two all.
I think I saw a little fist pump from Danny. It's a bit of passion there.
Yeah, it means a lot to these players. I mean, a lot of people may not necessarily realise, but we have players from all over the country. We've come from up Ormesby's up near Middlesbrough, and we've got 2 teams from Scotland. We've got a team from Belfast coming over. It's a commitment to be playing at these levels, and it is an investment of time and money and resources for these players. So yeah, no wonder when they get that point, makes it all worthwhile. Put on a show for everybody back home.
Definitely. I mean, in terms of the time and effort that every player gives to this sport, I mean, that's why you do see a lot of passion, as you said, passion and effort. I mean, you have to enjoy the sport as well, but you want to win. No one wants to lose.
And both these pairs doing everything they can to make that happen.
Oh, what a shot.
That was a marvellous...
Just so much spin there. Oh my gosh. Just tucked it straight into Aaron McKibben.
As we said earlier, those are the types of shots that end up on highlights reels that spend hours watching on YouTube.
Definitely.
I've definitely not spent too much of my time doing that.
I think I spent way too much time on that. Way too much.
Well, highlights are available from all previous matches of Premier Division so far, along with the full matches and select individual contests from each round so far. We're into round 9. So be sure to head to the Table Tennis England YouTube page to watch them, or follow us on socials at British Clubs Leagues or Table Tennis England on Instagram and Facebook, where you can see more content promoting British Clubs Leagues and table tennis more broadly every day. Another great winner there from Drumchapel.
Very good and very smart, I think, from the Drumchapel boys. They're trying to push it right into the body of their opponents, so the ball push high and then they can counter straight off of it.
You can see the frustration from Ben Piggott there. He's not very happy that he's put the ball into the net to give Drumchapel the lead. Oh, an amazing rally, finished off.
You have to return every ball. That's why you need to make sure you can get your backs to every ball, because I mean, I thought Daddy would have that, but obviously not.
There can't be many worse feelings in the sport than a moment like that where it just, your back just disappears.
Great shot, great shot. I mean, his back definitely didn't disappear in that shot, because he dispatched that.
And it's given them another game point. Here we go, and Drumchapel take a 2-0 lead here in this doubles, making Ormesby pay for their mistakes. Not that Drumchapel weren't without their mistakes, but they've done an amazing job to really sort of give themselves that little cushion here as we approach the third set here in the doubles matchup.
I mean, they were 8-6 down, I believe, and I mean, they just took it by storm. As I said, like, I feel like they just have their formula at the moment. It's just working for them. I don't think they're going to change from that anytime soon.
So, about to get underway as Drumchapel just sort of finished their team talk. It seemed in that previous set there that Ormesby were just, they were really trying to grind it out, like almost to slow the pace down, given the fact that the first game was so quick, 11-5, but it seemed like it went by in about 2 or 3 minutes. And Ormesby, that one, it felt like they wanted to slow the pace down a little bit, stop Drumchapel's momentum, and
yeah, I feel like they really tried to do that, and I think they tried to just push it more onto the corners of the table, but then again, I think Drumchapel just went back to their basics and pushed the ball long so they can get the spin. Every time they get the spin, maybe they're just absolute, masterclass in terms of doubles. I think they're doing really well at the moment.
they take another point.
That was a really awkward shot from Aaron. I don't think he knew that the ball was going to go there and just stuck his back. It's amazing.
They will. As my dad always said to me, that you have to might as well take the good luck when it comes your way, because you don't have any choice but to take the bad luck when it comes your way. So
that's a great saying. I love it.
Yeah, it's a nice way of sort of justifying the luck that comes your way, whilst this is all about skill. There are still moments of luck. You can play the perfect shot and it just catches the net, or a player's already waiting for that shot, the things that you can't control necessarily. But
I mean, sometimes they also do say that you do make your own luck as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like some players do that, because I've seen players get 20 or 30 nets and edges in games, and I think, how? But they have their formula.
Yeah, they just know what works. As we are underway with the doubles in all the matches here in the Prem, other than North Ayrshire against EBAT, over to our right. Now it's Ormesby's turn to sort of turn up the heat.
It looks like they've changed their tactic a little bit, playing more to the middle. And again, that was just a nice shot from Ben. Again, just playing into that cross section, hitting Aaron's body. Maybe that's the place where they can see the opening.
And we'll find perfect placement for the shot, because at the minute, if you were just tuning in for the last sort of 4 or 5 points, you'd think this is all Ormesby here, which hasn't been the case in this doubles matchup, but whatever they've changed, it is working.
It's just gone for the flick there again, it just didn't work. And I think Ormesby has had some type of tactic to maybe counter what they were doing before. So now, we're 3-8 down. Let's see if they can turn it around. And again, he's just popped it straight up. And Aaron's gone for the same backhand or forehand punch. Backhand punch there. And just missed.
He's not actually doing it for us. You can tell him if you...
It really seems that the Ormesby boys are having a lot of fun out there. And again, just flicked straight off the table. Again, for me, I'm not sure in terms of what they've actually changed, but they really dominated that game. 11-3 from losing the first game is 11-5 and 11-9. To win 11-3, that's a complete turnaround. I can't believe it.
There's quite a stark contrast to what we've seen in this doubles matchup so far. Clearly, whatever they told themselves, we have a sort of a front row seat here to both benches, so we can kind of see what the dynamic is, and it, in a way, both sets of teams almost look frustrated with themselves. Ormesby because they're frustrated that they're not winning this. Drumchapel because we had total control of this match and now we don't necessarily. So it'll be an intriguing fourth set because I think maybe, well, obviously if Drumchapel take this one, it's game over. But if Ormesby take it, it's almost a flip of a coin what could happen after that if it does go to a fifth.
Definitely. I mean, right now, I can't see the future of this game at all because, I mean, going from, as I said, losing the first two quite, I'd say comfortably, and then winning 11-3, I really feel like Ormesby, even though they were unhappy with losing the first two, they kind of calmed down and just kind of read the game for what it is. And, I mean, 11-3, I just don't know what's going to happen now.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully another entertaining game. Drumchapel only need one more to secure this match, and then it will be 2-1 overall. If Ormesby take it, we will go to a decider.
Again, tucked it straight into the corner.
Two all. Again, Ben Piggott on the offensive there, putting as much pressure on Drumchapel as he can.
Oh, it's a great shot. I mean, it wasn't anything that's like fast and electrifying, but Ben Piggott pivoted, stepped, just spanned the ball, but no one knew where he was going to hit that ball. Straight into the middle. And now again, it's like the momentum is just reversed.
It's like a pendulum. It seems to be Ormesby's to lose in a way. They are still trailing here. This is not game over by any means.
But what a shot. A little chop block from Danny.
Yeah, going into the next singles match after this, if I'm Ormesby, I'd definitely rather be 3-0 up than 2-1 up, and likewise for Drumchapel, I'd rather be 2-1 down than 3-0 down, because that's, well, quite frankly, the biggest uphill struggle you can have in a best of 7 contest.
Definitely. I think in any contest, because we play best of 7 in the Prem, in this, anything that's lower, we'll play 8 matches. 9 matches, and the doubles is always so important. So to go 3-0 up now, that's literally what you want. And I can see Ormesby there just making sure now that they're just concentrating and just hitting the fine edges, the fine lines now.
And it will come down to the fine margins. Drumchapel with work to do here as they look to claw back, to get back into this game. It's Ormesby move within 2 points of levelling this doubles fixture here.
Great
Fantastic
shot.
Rally there. Making a statement. Taking any pent-up emotion you have on the ball just to win that point. Not quite that time though, as Ormesby take it to game point. Drumchapel not having any of it just yet.
Yeah, I think right now it's kind of like, it's just maybe just hope and pray in terms of the shots, and that he's going for it now.
And there we go, Drumchapel having led 2-0, now tied 2-2. We will go to a decider here in this doubles showdown between Drumchapel and Ormesby. And like you said, this is going to be a very, very tough one to call. I
didn't predict this at all. Judging from the first 2 games, I really thought Drumchapel had their formula and they're just going to keep using it. But I think it's just more experience, maybe the coaching from Dennis Steele as well. He's done something to change this game, and right now they just don't really have an answer.
Because you can almost look, if you look back at the scores, 11-5, that one went very quickly. The 11-9 one, we pointed out, that felt like a very slow game. And Ormesby were trying to dictate the pace and the tempo of that. Obviously it didn't quite work out for them, but since then, they have sort of ramped it up. But I'm no statistician, but from trends, this one probably will be quite close, because you know that both of them have something to lose now. Ormesby take first one.
Wow.
Oh, that is an amazing rally. That is an amazing rally. Ben Piggott smiles, but I'm sure he's not smiling inside, but he can appreciate the point while he's playing it, for sure.
Definitely.
Drumchapel.
Again, there's just like a little bit more energy from the boys. That's one bit. I would say actually, because no one likes a net or an edge, but at the start of the game, it's probably better than getting it at 10-8 or 7-7. Right now, it's fine.
Well, we're at 2-3 in the 5th and final game of this doubles contest. And again, that just disappears from Aaron. Danny says, don't worry about it, we'll move on. It's 3-3.
Very, very tight game now.
The serve goes straight into the net. Another incredible rally there. Great winner from Ben.
He did that when he least expected it. And for some reason, I don't understand how people do that. Because Ben was out of position, he stepped into the table and just blocked it off the bounce. It's just like, kind of like he predicted where that ball was going to go.
Well, Ormesby, it was 3-3. They've won the last 3 points in a row.
Wow.
Make that 4.
He's in a zone right now, but I think Ben is actually spearheading this doubles game.
You can see the focus on his face. There's nothing else that he's thinking about other than where that ball's going.
He's literally just won 4 points in a row. I think it was down. I think it did go down. It was very, very close.
Yeah, it was now a very good sportsmanship from Drumchapel there.
Wow.
Wow, there we go. I mean, if you're going to set up match point, it's 10-3 to Ormesby. They only need the 1 point now, but it was 3-3. And Ormesby, from 3-3, 2 games down, end up taking the match and extends their lead to make it 3-0 in this contest.
To be honest, I actually forgot the score. Like, it was 3-3, and something happened. It's just like they were again just in their element, and for about 4 or 5 points, Ben really turned it on. He really, really dominated that game, and 11-3 just like that. I mean, Ormesby are 3-0 up.
Yeah, you talk about being on some kind of mission, and boy, it's games like that which show why Ormesby are really mounting a challenge for the title this season.
Definitely. I mean, it's really hard to see it open. I thought maybe they had the doubles there, but they're a formidable opponent, Ormesby. They have literally everything under their arsenal. And yeah, I mean, in terms of this, we just have to see how it goes for the singles for Drumchapel. But the matchups right now, I feel like they could be in favour of Drumchapel right now. But again, I think these are going to be very, very closely contested. Really good games. But I can see Ben Piggott, he is absolutely on fire. He's ready for this. But the composure and elegance of Aaron McKibben, we could see a 5-game thriller of this one.
Yes, they're both sort of based up in Sheffield. Spend a lot of the time at the elite training centre up there, as do a lot of our top professionals here. So why don't we just remind you of where you can watch them later this year. Just bear in mind, if you hadn't heard, the World Championships are coming to town, not far from here actually. So why don't you have a look, make sure that you've got your tickets for the World Team Table Tennis Championships.
Come on, London!
Let's go, London! The 100 years of table tennis.
Watch the World Team Championships in London,
where table tennis began.
OVO Arena West.
See you in London.
Can't wait to see you in London.
London 2026, back where it all began.
Back where it all began. Make sure that you've got your tickets to World Team Table Tennis Championships. Some of the biggest names in the world will be facing off. Some of the biggest names in the country are facing off here, down in Fusion Table Tennis Club in South London. As we were saying earlier, under the shadow of the Den, Millwall Football Club, right next door. And let me say, there's some lion-spirited performances going on in the hall here today so far. As Ormesby, if you are just joining us, 3-0 up. Now, that may seem like a routine scoreline, but believe me, in the doubles they were made to work for it. They were 2-0 down, managed to turn it around to win 3-2 against Drumchapel's Danny Baja and Aaron McKibben. And so these two guys have just faced off against each other in the doubles. Both, I'm sure, will be looking to give their team either a match confirming victory to make it 4-0, or to put Drumchapel back onto the scoreboard for the first time in this match.
Brilliant shot, brilliant. I mean, the movement from Ben there, going from backhand pivot on the backhand side straight onto his forehand side, amazing stuff. And Aaron is really pressuring him there.
So we move to 6-1 to Ben Piggott. Fantastic return. He's returned it again. Oh my word. That has to be one of the points of the weekend. That is some incredible return play from Ben Piggott, as he ended up nearly over the board at the other end of the table. That is outrageous.
I didn't think he was going to reach any of those balls, and he did. So this boy is on fire.
That's the grind. We were talking about how focused Ben was in the 5th set of the doubles game just before this, and how he had that look in his eyes, definitely ready to pounce, ready to move, and he is holding no prisoners. And just like that, we're 1 game down to Ben Piggott.
Yeah, I mean, he took that in quick succession. I mean, we did see that amazing point, but most of the points, it was actually Ben Piggott winning instead of Aaron making the unforced error. And if he did make it, Ben Piggott, he really just forced him to make the unforced error every time. Right now, it's kind of like maybe Ben Piggott's domain in terms of just moving onto his backhand side for his forehand. He's very quick, very, very quick. So, yeah, I think Aaron will have to really talk to his team and see what he can do in this one.
Because as you pointed out, there wasn't loads Aaron was doing wrong. It's when you're just going up against someone who's just in the form of, it feels like his life. I'm sure that he'll say that maybe he's performed better on other occasions, but when you go up against someone who feels like they're playing like that, he's had all this momentum from the doubles, he's carried it over into the opening game. Yeah. It's a very tough ask for Aaron, for such an experienced, such a talented player. When Ben's able to seemingly leapfrog over the table, no matter where the ball is, he's at the receiving end of it. As he
it's just a great return.
Takes another great point.
A little bit of a banana flick there. Amazing.
Good to see so many spectators in the house, watching games all the way down the hall.
And I do think the spectators do actually help the team, just get the extra 2-3 points for your team, or they can also make the opponents a bit more nervous in the games. So it's very nice to see some spectators here today.
As Ben concedes his first point of this game. Still leads 4-1. It's almost, I feel like we've been treated, because whilst a good point, it feels so much slower because we've had so much fast-paced action so far. It almost feels like we've sort of been treated too much too early in a way, but I'm sure there's still plenty of great action still to come between these two.
I mean, if you usually watch a full table tennis match, it's usually consisted of the third ball attack, a little slow ball here and there. So when you do watch the highlights, I'll probably say maybe about 8 points in a match. Well, just say if there's 11 points in a match, 2 or 3 of the points will be highlight points every time. But it's usually, again, the spin of your serve, the third ball attack, the fifth ball attack. That's where you win the vital points.
And what's it like for you when you play when you play one of those points? Do you feel like, do you let it wash over you? Do you kind of soak it in, or do you try and just forget about it and move on to the next point?
I really, really try to forget about it. Sometimes I don't. But I do always say to myself, you know what, next point. If I do miss that ball, come on, let's get the next point. I think that's the way to go about it, but you can't help it sometimes. If you're doing training and just being consistent with training and things like that, then you come to a game and you miss your shots, it gets into your brain. So it's very hard to get yourself out of that. But yeah, you do have to be positive and, you know, tell yourself next point, this point, every time.
Well, Aaron has taken the lead for the first time with a very good finish from the point before.
Oh, very strong.
There we go. Ben now feeling a little aggrieved that he's not been able to get that ball back, but see what he can do with this serve. Sets himself up for 8-7. Great winner from Aaron there.
That was such a vicious backhand from Aaron. You could see it coming off the side, and usually at that point you want to try and make the ball drop down, but he kept at the top of the bounce and absolutely ripped the ball.
There's a lot of venom in that, you can tell. But still 2 points to go, and Ben is not far behind in this one. I'm just taking a moment, having a word with himself.
He tried to go for too much power, not enough spin on there, and just went straight into the net. But you can see right now, Aaron is seriously being tenacious. Like, he wants to keep into this game. He wants this game.
Well, it's 9-all. The let.
That was such a tough serve. I really thought there was just more kind of side spin on net, but it just came out as a floaty serve, and Aaron just misjudged it. Again, he done it again. Two serves, again, two float serves. They both looked like it was more side spin and back spin. Two float serves, and it's just won it 11-9.
Ben goes 2 up, and we were waxing lyrical about how everything was going after the first one. That one less routine, but Aaron will certainly feel a little bit. It will feel he might, be having a word with himself there.
Oh,
I know I would, but if anyone can bounce back, it's him, because we know, as we were talking earlier, his experience. He's played on the biggest stage. He's won Paralympic medals. I think he's won in London, in Rio, and in Tokyo. And he competed in Paris as well. Came very close and did a great job there. So this is not a given for Ben. Aaron will make Ben fight for every single point that he earns. But Ben remains one game away from victory. And should Ben take that point, or that game rather, Ormesby will confirm yet another match victory. Still 3 games to play after that. Settle the score. But not if Drumchapel have anything to say about it.
That's just a nice reflex shot from Ben right there. Aaron put it straight into his forehand cross section, and I feel like he just closed his eyes and he just got the ball on the table.
So it's 3-2 to Ben.
Just off the corner, right there. But again, I feel like Aaron, he kind of knows what he needs to do, and he's just trying to put him into the middle and spin to the side. But it's about the actual tempo of the game right now. because Ben is comfortable with playing the ball fast and slow. And Aaron needs to catch on that tempo as well.
Well, there you go. Not everyone can just pull that out of the tank.
Not like that either. Straight down the line. I think the puppy on the side might have thought that was amazing as well, because you can see a little dog out there. Very, very good shot there. I mean, so maybe Aaron is trying to stay a bit closer to the table right now. Because I can see him looking at his bat a few times, thinking the spin's not really coming off his bat. So he's trying to stay a bit closer to generate the spin. But again, it's just a really close game again. It's 7-5. I think it was 7-5 in the last game as well. And Aaron came back leading. So it's very tight. It's very tight. Yeah, at the moment it's just very hard for Aaron to get into a rhythm. I feel like Ben, as I said, he just plays the ball fast or slow. It's not just always fast or 10 points being fast. He'll play spinny. I don't really know where the ball's going at the moment.
Well, Ben's taken himself to a match point.
And he's ripped it again.
And
2 points in this game.
Aaron just
Those
says,
points have been unplayable.
no thank you, not yet. There's just no return in those shots. Oh, and what a way to win the game with a bit of luck. So it went over the net. They both sort of acknowledge fair play to each of them, but Ben Piggott takes 3-0 victory over Aaron McKibben, and Ormesby will take this match home with them, come what may, in the next set of games coming up. But yeah, that's such a tough one to take when you lose on a match point like that, despite the shot before being absolutely out of this world and feeling in control of the point. And then we were talking about luck earlier as well. It has to not necessarily hurt more, but what a way to go out.
It can deflate you sometimes, like you've hit, as you said, like an unbelievable point, and then it's just come off the side of the table and you think, oh my gosh. I mean, I'll say probably if it was in that last set, if it was a bit closer and that happens, then you just feel absolutely demoralised. I've been there so many times, but for this, I would say in terms of this, it's always kind of like a learning point. You play your game, you play your opponent, and then you think to yourself, you know what can I do the next time I play them? So I'm sure with Aaron in that game, he'll be thinking about that, and he'll just bounce back. I've seen it many, many times, but with Ben again, he is on fire. I can just see the kind of like just the confidence in his game. He's moving well, he's serving well, just very dominant on the table. And from seeing him play, I say from a cadet to now, where as a cadet, you're younger, you don't have as much power, to now, he's using that very, very effortlessly. And it's just a privilege to see that he can still play at this level, and he's also improving as well. So, yeah, no, again, he's just a very, very good player.
Well, as we line up for this next one, it's going to be Ennio Mendez against Danny Baja. Yeah, Ennio Mendez, one of the as yet undefeated players in the Premier Division this season. As they're sort of getting all warmed up. Just taking a little look at making sure the floor's nice and dry over in the corner. Elsewhere down the hall, we have Abraham Salado taking on Rakuto Murato of Fusion. That one, I'm sure will be a very entertaining game. We have Brighton versus Ormo down the far end and over to our right. We're still in the doubles between Ebat and North Ayrshire.
I think there's some fantastic games across the board. That you may see in maybe the highlights, the doubles that Ebat are playing right now. It's very explosive, very, very explosive. So I think you'll see a few highlights probably from the table tennis England.
Yeah, you'd be wise to keep an eye out on our YouTube page to make sure that everything when it gets released, you're the first to know. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe, comment your favourite team, let us know who you're supporting in each video we post. We'd like to know where you're watching from, as these 8 teams sort of do battle, and Ormesby have confirmed another victory in this one. It's already 4-0 as it stands, but still 3 matches left to play in this one before we can rest easy. And Danny Baja will no doubt have a little bit of a fire in him after his earlier matchup against Louis Price. Shot there.
Back on that one.
That caught the post almost of the net. It did land on the table, so it's valid. Just a near miss from Danny there. So the ball just sort of spins under his bat.
It's almost a bit of an unexpected shot.
Yeah, you could see from Ennio's face there that he wasn't quite sure what had happened, but no choice but to take it.
I'm a really, really big fan of Danny's game. I mean, when he did play Louis Price, he wasn't able to, play his normal game in terms of taking the ball and countering it off the bounce, but I think he'll be able to see it a lot in this game. Wow, lucky.
Again, that's that fast-paced play that we've been talking about.
But it's crazy. Ennio did not look phased at all.
And just about see sort of the end. Last time he played, just before Christmas, over in Bats, he had much blonder hair. It's grown out a little bit now, but still making it look easy here in Fusion. But he's got a challenge on his hands, as Danny Baja will not go down lightly. So for those watching the stream, we'll try to keep our voices up. We are aware there is some basketball taking place next door, so we'll just say that they're cheering the table tennis instead. But
yeah, so it's all part of the atmosphere for us. I mean, we do deal with the basketball, I guess, every day when we come here. But I guess it does help with the concentration levels to play with this type of this noise as well. So it's a con and a pro in terms of this. Great flick, amazing flick from Edio. Again, he looked unfazed in this game, and Danny was hitting some impressive shots, very impressive rallies. But Edio took it 11-4. He was just ready for this game.
Again, Ormesby doing everything they can to make Drumchapel fight for it, and as things stand, it doesn't look like they'll be stopped anytime soon, but sort of see later on as the afternoon's fixtures. Brighton versus Ormesby, well, this is round 9 rather, so let me show you round 10. So Drumchapel will play Brighton, Fusion will play Ormesby, so another great game. North Ayrshire Bats and EBAT versus. So some good table tennis to look forward to this afternoon. Coverage starts from 2:30, where we'll be covering EBAT against Ormo. But for now, we remain fixed on Drumchapel versus Ormesby. And to keep an eye out for all the other matches, keep an eye on our social media, on British Clubs Leagues pages, Table Tennis England pages, and on the Table Tennis England YouTube channel, where highlights will be being released in due course ahead of the final showdown in April, weekend 4, up in Ormesby. It could be well, it looks likely to be at the minute, sort of almost a lap of honour. I mean, Brighton currently in second place. Brighton, though, have won the last 2 editions of the SBL Prem. With a great rally from Danny Baja. But Ormesby, should they see it on through, it'll be the first time they'll have won the SBL Prem since 2022. It's the first edition after the 2020-21 season was cancelled due to the COVID pandemic. But since then it's been Ormesby, Ormo and Brighton. Brighton taking the last 2 editions.
I mean, Brighton have been quite dominant actually in the last 2 years. I mean, in terms of the players that they've had, it just makes sense. I mean, none of them are really dropping games. I mean, both in 2023-24 season and 24-25, you just wouldn't really see them lose at all.
They've always been in thereabouts. Drumchapel, Glasgow, champions in 2016-2017, almost a decade ago. Did make a statement signing of Paul Drinkall ahead of the last set of matches before Christmas. He's not playing today for Drumchapel, but still, with someone like him ready to go, if you go into the final weekend, you'll always feel like you've got a second wind with you if you have a player of Paul Drinkall's ability in your roster.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he's coming off of a 100% record as well, so you'd want that as your number one. And I think over the years, I feel like Drumchapel have had some amazing players, because I believe they had Hazy Wen back in 2016 and 17, who was top 50 in the world at one point. And he did play for them, and he was one guy you cannot return his serves. And for that to have Hazy Wen in 2016-17, and if you did have Paul Drinkall for the whole season, this season, I feel like 7th place could be, a top 3 finish or anything like that. So, one player does really, really make a difference as well.
Well, Enio Mendez still at the top of the table with Paul Drinkle on the 100% ratio. He'll extend outright, but after an unbelievable rally and a great finish from Danny Baja there to give himself game point. Just talking
this is
about
literally the Danny I know. Like, he can play some immaculate shots.
And Danny takes it. It's going to be 1-1 as we go into the beginning of the third game.
He was ready, he was focused, and he was able to, as I said, play the balls off the bounce. And that's something that is quite different from a lot of players, and it's a different skill to have, because off the bounce is always going to be harder because there's not much time to actually think and also position yourself for the ball. But if you can do it, it will actually disrupt the rhythm of the opponent. And Danny did that so many times in that game. So if he does do that, then you're going to see a closer game. And possibly, you never know, possibly a win for Danny. But again, Enio, we know he's 100% right now. He's going to want to keep that.
Yeah, he played in the last weekend in sort of rounds, 5 through 8 against Ormo, Brighton, Ebat and Bats. Handed Brighton their only loss of the season so far. And in that one he beat Callum Evans and Felix Thomas. Callum Evans currently the only player to take 2 games off of Enio Mendez. He's won 3-0 in quite a few matches, won 3-1 in a few matches, but only won 3-2 once. That was against Callum Evans. Danny Baja hoping to join a very exclusive club this season. Although he does have a little bit of work to do. It's currently 3-0. But with shots like that, he should be able to turn something around.
It's so crazy how serve can dictate a game. Because with a serve, you have the most control. You throw the ball up and you're going to do whatever you like to it. So a serve, if you have just a potent serve that can really confuse your opponent, you're going to win, an extra 4 or 5 points from that. So, and I can see with both Enio and Danny, they have good serves.
The atmosphere bumps up in both halls, both here in table tennis and basketball, just beyond the wall. Danny Baja again, lethal. It was a cold-blooded winner if ever there was one.
Just missed off the sides. I feel like Danny, if he took another step across, he probably would have made that shot. But Enio's kind of stepped off the table a little bit more. Yeah, he's giving himself more space because he knows that the ball's going to come through to him fast. So he's taking a step back, and now he's just trying to control the ball.
Even Danny,
I think that's the type of bet that you
there's
need.
putting your hand up, and then there's the look that Danny gave. Danny felt almost disgusted by the fact that he won that point, but He takes it. He doesn't take this one though, so it will be game point to Enio Mendez. And there it is. So it's going to be 2-1 to Ormesby and Enio Mendez in this one here in the 5th game of this best of 7. As we discussed earlier, it's already confirmed Ormesby will take the victory here, but can Drumchapel get themselves on the board?
Yeah, definitely. You can see the composure from Enio. It just seems like he's got 2 different, or maybe 3 different gears in his game. Because the first game, very comfortable. The second game, he was under pressure. The third game, he stepped back and controlled the game. So he's definitely got different gears to it, and it's just very interesting to see him play.
Still plenty left in this matchup. As the buzzer goes for the basketball next to us, so
yeah.
Danny again just clipping the net, ball falling wide, giving Enio Mendez the lead. But to anyone who is just joining us, welcome, happy Valentine's Day. Sort of summarised, we've had 4 very different games so far here. We had sort of a lead off between, it was Enio Mendez and Jin Lang Sun, who wasn't able to see off Mendez. That was 3-0. Louis Price then beat Danny Baja 3-0. We then had the doubles, which was a fascinating game. I'd strongly encourage anybody to go back and relive that one. That was a very, very good showdown. Drumchapel 2 up, ended up taking away the defeat on that one. Ormesby didn't get it. There's a bit of confusion now about whether or not they touched it or not. But Danny touched it. See what the decision's given.
I'm not actually sure what happened there, to be honest.
I think Danny was just saying something over to the Ormesby bench. I think he was saying that it didn't touch his bat, but Enio was saying that he thought it did. But either way, no bad blood, so it's all good. We move on. And just before this game, we had Ben Piggott against Aaron McKibben. Another 3-0 victory for Ormesby in that one, but again, not as routine as the scoreline sounds like. It began at about 100 miles an hour, and then Aaron got back into it, but still, here we are. Danny Baja, first Drumchapel singles player to get on the board today. At the minute, Enio Mendez looks to be about as tough an opponent as you can get as the ball goes sort of into his face, but smiles all around. Occupational hazard, I guess.
I mean, he would rather win the point, than take the ball in the face and lose the point. So.
Yeah. I have been hit in the eye before during a training session on a multi-ball, and
it's not nice, is it?
It's not nice. And Enio Mendez will take the match, and it's going to be 5-0 to Ormesby now.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, as I said, it just seemed that Enio looked like he wasn't going to lose, regardless of if Danny was going to, up the gear, change the shift. But he stepped back, controlled the game, and just did what he wanted to do. He very, very composed in that game. But to again take it and to move it on to 5-0, it just makes you feel so much at ease, more comfortable. But they will want to take this game 7-0 just for game difference and to make sure that they have as much points as possible towards the end of the tournament or the competition. But for Drumchapel, it will be the same. They want to take a few games for this. So with this game, I feel like it will be again more of a high tempo, because we did see Son in the first game, trying to get his forehand off, stepping around a lot, and I think both of them do that. The same with Ben Piggott, who would like to run around, be more dominant. So we should be seeing probably an exciting game, and I feel like these boys, they may have played in the university championships, so they might be quite familiar with their games and styles. We might have a bit of a thriller on our hands.
Well, let's have a look as Ben Piggott takes on Jinlang Sun from Drumchapel again. Two very familiar foes. Still a good contest on our hands. Not seen anything yet from Jinlang Sun from since the first game, but either way, he'll be nice and rested. Do you feel that in a team environment like this, having a long break in between matches is beneficial, or would you rather kind of get out there? Because for Ori here, he's had a bit of a break. He didn't play doubles. He's had a singles game either side of that. Louis Price as well won't have played until he'll have had effectively sort of 4 matches off from watching from the sideline, especially not being involved in the doubles team. Is that good, or do you find that sometimes, you get cold and you need to re-warm up and find your feeling again?
I think that's a brilliant question, and I think it's better to actually play games close to each other than having the break, because as you said, you do get cold, and with that, it's like if you do have a long break, you have to make sure that off the table that you are warming up, preparing yourself mentally, because you could be sitting there for ages and then your body gets cold, you get a little bit stiff, and then you don't feel as good as you did before. So for me personally, I would always want to play more in quick succession, unless you're unfit and you don't have the energy. But these boys, they're very fit. So yeah, definitely, play in a short succession.
We just had a few lets at the beginning of this one. As Ben takes it 2-1 up.
I feel like Ben is just always active on his feet all the time. It just seems like a very bouncy character. Like, he's on the ball of his feet every time.
Yeah, there aren't, to knowledge, sort of many very good, very heavy-footed table tennis players, really. It is all about that agility and being quick and responsive and being nimble, which, as you've just sort of said, Ben is... we've seen some of the shots he's been able to return today, and I think after, a year of Pilates and yoga, I don't think I'd be able to get to any of them, so...
It's so true. I feel like you have to have a certain type of fitness, but it is also talent as well. You need to have a little bit of something special when you do these type of shots, because as you said, he'll be maybe in a position you've probably never seen before, but he'll get the ball back. So yeah, you can see he's incredibly fit. Great shot.
That was a great winner there, right on the edge of the table. Almost on the line, that. If not on the line. Once again, just like to give a big thank you to our partners. Big thank you and shout out to our official ball supplier T-Sport, providing the Butterfly R40 plus 3-star balls that are in use today. So be sure to check out T-Sport for all of your table tennis essentials, equipment, everything you need. They've got it, as you can see from a lot of the kit on display here today. But big thank you to T-Sport for providing the match balls here for the British Clubs League's Premier Division Weekend 3. As Ben Piggott, a little bit frustrated with himself after that shot, but and again, talking to his bench.
He's very, very active right now, Oreo. He's just trying to find the openings. But then again, you see that? That's a great flip. It just went maybe about half long to Ben's backhand, and Ben just made sure that ball had a little bit of height. It wasn't just literally down to where the net is. And he's done the same thing again. It's a little bit more of a kick on the ball.
And it's game point to Ben Piggott of Ormesby. And he takes it, first time of asking. So we go into the break here. So while we take a little break, we'd just like to remind you once again, there's a little table tennis event coming to town. Maybe you want to check it out.
Let's go, London!
Come on, London!
World Team Championships London 2026.
Tickets on sale now. See you in London. 100 years of table tennis.
Don't miss the action.
Tickets on sale now. See you in London.
See you at
Ovio Arena, Wembley.
Can't wait to see you in London.
Don't miss the action.
Get your ticket now.
London 2026, back where it all began.
So some of the biggest names all endorsing the Team Table Tennis Championships, World Team Table Tennis Championships coming to London. The centenary event is going to be a big one. I'm sure it's one of the biggest stages that every player in this room will one day dream of being at. And there are tickets available, so it's your chance to catch all the action no matter what country you're supporting across 2 venues. We'll be at the Copper Box in East London and at OVO Arena, Wembley, for the main event, including the finals and all of the England matches, which are selling out very quickly. So please do take a look on our website, London 2026, search for that, and you will find table tennis tickets available.
He was just so low for that ball. He's probably about 5-6 steps away from the table. He's picking the ball underneath the table.
As Ben goes 5-0 up. Almost nonchalant that, just catching the ball out of the air. On to the next one.
Yeah, he's definitely in his element at the moment. 6-0 up. And the thing is, I feel like in these type of situations, you might be, just flying. You're 6-1 up, 7-1 up. You have to expect, great shot. Sorry, yeah, you have to expect
a fantastic winner. That's worth interrupting yourself for.
Yeah, it's just every time you just know where that ball's gonna go, but you have to expect your opponent's gonna do the same thing back to you.
And once again, just pushing the ball too far out of reach. It's 8-1 now. I think he's almost got too comfortable playing winners out into that corner, but not quite. it's 9-2 now. So before today, Ben Piggott winning a little over 71% of his matches so far. He's played in every single round of the Premier Division so far this year. Only lost 4 times. But he's on track for another win this time. It's 11-2.
It's just gone for another dominant performance. I mean, the 11-7 was very, very dominant, but that 11-2, it just seemed he knew where every ball was going to go on that table. He's just absolutely in the zone right now.
Because if we look back at the matches that he's lost so far, he lost on the 5th of October to Victor Gorman of North Ayrshire. He lost on 13th of December twice both against Bats, against Isaac Kingham and Hao Xian Chen. That was 1-3 and 2-3, and then he lost 3-0 to Ior Zavadsky of Brighton. But other than that, he's beaten everybody. Everybody he's played, rather. He's beat Ormo, he's beat Callum Evans, who's come, as we sort of established, the closest person to taking a victory off of Ennio Mendez so far this season. Martin Johnson, Josh Bruce, Shaquille Webb-Dixon, I won't say that too loudly. But he won both of his matches against Danny Baja and Jinlang Sun earlier in the season in round 2. In fact, he beat Jinlang Sun 3-0 last time as well. That was 11-7, 11-7 and 11-2. And at the minute, we've had 11-7 and we've had 11-2. So it wouldn't be the same order, but we'll see what Drumchapel player has to offer. So he tries to go a bit defensive there, Ben. Do you find that you sometimes have to fall back on playing defensively, if that's not your natural style, just to keep the ball on the table, try and engineer it the way you want the ball to play?
Sometimes. I think like for most players, it's just that you haven't got into your position, so you do have to go a bit defensive. If you do know how to, chop the ball and things like that, then it'll just come out in your game naturally. But most of the time, you'll be on the attacking element if you are an attacker. But I know for a fact for myself, I may be spread out all the way onto my backhand side, and if I switch the ball down the line, and I've just had to chop the ball, and I've won the point. But it's not really intentional. It's kind of like, all right, I have to return that ball. So it does come out sometimes. But it's very rare, definitely with attackers, but it can be useful.
Ben playing anything but defensively there. Doesn't quite pay off for him in that one. It's 4-all here in the third. And this penultimate matchup between Ormesby and Drumchapel. And another fantastic point. Doesn't quite go Ben's way, but wow, that's all I can say.
Can't believe it. I think maybe he isn't actually a defender.
Yeah, don't know what he's been working on in the training hall, but you never know.
I feel like he's just got a lot in his bag. He's just got a lot of, surprising, maybe just like a utility bag worth of different shots, because I've seen everything today.
It's the speed that gets you, isn't it? It just seeing the reaction. I mean, I can't remember where this came from, but I think there was some data saying that table tennis is the fastest sport based on reflexes. The amount of time that you have. Badminton is very close, but it doesn't compare to table tennis, where you have less than a split second to react to something, and you get the quick points bouncing back and forward, and to be able to do it accurately, very impressive indeed, as Ben calls for timeout.
I mean, sometimes I just don't understand how they return the ball, because it does come back to you so fast. And again, it's just the reactions. It's a really good, quick reactions for this, but you do have to train it. You really do, because not everyone can do that. Interesting timeout for Ben to take right here, because he's 2-0 up, but 5-7 down. He just wants to take it 3-0 straight away.
Yeah, I think he's going to be playing for that win, try and get this over and done with, but sort of seems up against it for the first time properly in this match. Gets one back. Son trying to extend his lead in this set, and he does. The great winner. And another great winner he follows it up with to give himself a game point. And looking a little frustrated at himself, he's taken the time out. Still in control, maybe a little bit tired now. He's played, this is his second singles, and he did play in the doubles as well. All within about 4 matches of each other.
Just saved another game point.
Two points in it.
And he's taken his first game against Ben. I mean, he's gone up 11-8. And again, I mean, sometimes his forehand was a little bit like a rocket. So we're coming down to 2-1 in this game. And it's so interesting. I feel like Ben, in terms of his concentration, it did falter a little bit. You did see a bit of the odd chop here and there, and then from there I feel the momentum shifted and Son started to play kind of like a beast. I mean, his forehand was a bit of a rocket in that game. So now I feel like there's a bit of pressure on Ben.
Well, we're about to get underway for the 4th set of this one.
So now we're coming here to our 4th game. In this, to be honest, a very highly contested game. Amazing shot. I'll take the words that I said right back, because that shot was absolutely astonishing. And now he's kind of gone back into that aggressive modes by Ben. Because it seemed in the second and third game he was kind of meeting Son's tempo every time, but now he's gone very, very aggressive, whereas now Son needs to kind of combat that, maybe get his forehand in to see if he can turn this around. Great serve by Son there. He's kind of just went for maybe a different type of angle there. But now he's just put Ben under a bit more pressure in this game. Let's see what Ben can do. Just put it right into the middle. In fact, that's one thing that Ben's really good at. If the ball is low to the table with backspin, he's very good at generating the spin from it. And that wins him so many points. Crazy rally, absolutely crazy rally. But now Ben feels like kind of like the weight is on his shoulders now, whereas Son's kind of just been in that same type of Zen mode. And now he's fired up, 6-4 up. He's doing very well. He's absolutely turned this game around.
We could have a grandstand finish. Does Drumchapel take another one?
I mean, like he's had an answer for every shot of Ben's shot. After the 2-0, maybe the first 2 points, Son has had an answer.
And it is 1 point at a time.
Absolutely fired up now. Just nipped the edge right there, but again, momentum is actually in Son's favour right now. Ben's just trying to ask questions and see what he can do now.
Still got 3-point buffer. 2 points to take it to a decider.
And he's done it again. He's just digging deep, just making sure that he's just staying low and trying to get to every ball. And that's probably what he has to do now.
One point away. And he takes it. We will go to a deciding matchup.
I really, really can't believe it. Like right now, I feel like from that third game, as I said, if he didn't take the pressure off and the momentum, Ben probably would have won this 3-0. But right now, it's not looking like it at all. Like 2-2, and Son in his element. Right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on. But right now, I feel like this is the point. The same with the doubles. Is now the point where Drumchapel want to actually, just take that point to not make it a flawless sweep. Let's see what happens in this fifth game. I've been excited the whole day, but I'm really excited for this one. And they started off strong. A little bit of a roar from Ben. was straight off the bounce counter. Ben's shot was an absolute winner, and he just replied effortlessly. And that's the shot that I absolutely love. He just spun the ball up high and was very, very composed. Boy, back to 3-3. You can take a towel break every 6 points if you didn't know that already. And it's so vital to do that. It is heating up right now. The back-to-back encounters and rallies are insane. And we're going with the switch of sides, 5-3 up to Sun. And he is replying. As we said before, I believe Ben won this game 3-0 on the first half of Senior British League. And now 2-2, 5-3 up. Well, that reply, it's like he just knew exactly where the ball was going. He served it fast and just pivoted around. It's like bread and butter. They're both actually hitting the winners every time. It hasn't been much of an unforced error game. They're hitting winner after winner, hit after hit. It's such an incredible game right now.
Well, yeah, this is what we like. We want the big grandstand finishes from 2 down, potentially to a victory. He is leading now. It's not game over just yet, but the ball comes in from the court next door. Umpire says it was fine, so as Ben Piggott levels it up.
A great shot, just deep onto the white lines of the table.
Six all, 2 all. And there's that shot we've seen Ben play so many times today.
And the thing is, it wasn't too fast, it was just neatly placed. But my God, both of them are just playing so explosive. It's like literally the wall of Ben versus the rockets of Sun. It's such good table tennis to see.
As we take a timeout, Ben already used his when he was 2-0 up. And
I think at the time, I think it was actually a good decision to try and use it 2-0 up after being down, because I feel like his concentration just wavered. So we said timeout, let's try and get back into it. But now
he's been so focused all day, and you know, no doubt that will catch up with you eventually. But he is leading. He's only a few points away. As he extends that lead, he has clear air between him and Jin Lang Sun. But not anymore. There's only 1 point in it now. Don't believe we've seen a 5th set decider quite as close as this yet. Doubles went to a decider, but it was a bit more one-sided as Ben moves 2 points away, and without response that would give him the game.
I tell you, Ben's game management at the end of games is flawless sometimes. He goes for a long serve, a float serve, it's always different.
Oh, Ben Piggott, that was delightful. What a way to finish it. Grandstand finish. He was 2 up, nearly let it slip, was losing in the 5th, but you can't take anything away from Sun in that. That was such a positive performance. To be able to come back, have that resolve, to turn it around and come within 4 points from the final result. Fair play to Drumchapel.
No, fair play, fair play. It's my first time actually seeing him play live, and yeah, it's just something to definitely see and actually study, because he was in every point that they played in that game, whether it was 11-7, 11-2, it was rally after rally after rally. So there will definitely be some highlights from that game. But for Ben, for his composure, for his game management at the end of the match, very, very smart, very smart. So it's such a good game. But now, I mean, that means that, again, Ormesby have taken another match or another game to bring this to 6-0. So now we're going to have to see if Aaron can do something about that. And again, he's playing against the Beast. And you know, for these players, I say both Louis and Ben, they are more on the fiery, aggressive side. So they are not going to want to lose this game. But I know for a fact Aaron will not want to lose this game either. So again, hopefully we have another thrilling game on our hands.
As the players get warmed up, again Louis not been on the table for, well, the best part of an hour and a half at most. Well, it's been a while. He played the second game of the day against Danny Baja, but he hasn't featured since then.
Yeah, he's been off the table for quite some time, so we'll have to try and get back into the groove of, how he was playing before. But as a professional, he should be fine. But again, you just never know. You never know.
While we're waiting, why don't we have a look back at some of the best points from round 2? And believe me, there were some impressive points on display here. So talk us through some of these as they go through. This was Ascon against Larry.
Oh my gosh, that's an incredible one. Hom was very, very on his toes there. Sophie Early against Lorestas. Massive backhand. Lorestas acknowledging it.
Yeah, fair play. That was a good one. Savadski, the sort of the de facto defensive player of the league, and he does it so well. He does it so well. It must be near impossible to get anything past him.
He gets so much back. Oh, there you go. I had a feeling Ralph with his new muscles would be able to overcome it. Wow.
Shin Chen just the hammer. Great doubles point. This is from bats over in Harlow.
That's a nice little rally there. Victor Guanchi, one of my favourite players to watch ever.
And he's so tall, his reach is so wide and broad, and playing those winners really...
He's almost like an action star.
Yeah. And again, whilst we could watch these for days and days, we do have to cut back to the action as we hopefully try to get a few more of those points on display.
Definitely, I need to see all of them. That was amazing. But there you go, we've gone to a fiery start again from Aaron, who wants this game.
Some big cheers from Larry as he beats Alexei Duan next door.
That's a big win for Larry. I don't think he's ever beaten him before.
That was a big cheer, deserving of it. Alexei Duan was, I believe, if I just check my data, at the start of the day, was one of the undefeated players from this season. He had won 7 out of 7, and yeah, we'll have a look at that during the next break, but we can say from next door, Fusion have taken one off of bats and a big one, but Louis Price takes a big point off of Aaron McKibben here.
Just kind of swiped at the ball there. I mean, Louis is trying to play with more of that spin and aggression right now.
Again, those reflexes we were talking about earlier, Aaron McKibben punishing Louis for almost setting himself on one side of the table, sending it the other way. And Louis retaliates.
That's a great retaliation there, because Aaron played that ball so aggressively and so good. You need to have a really good defence or a block in this game. If you have a good block, you've got so much ample chance to just change the tides of the game. I really feel like Aaron does fancy his chances in this one. It's just a bit of a, it's not very slow, but it's a bit of a slower tempo for him. But he's able to actually get his shots off, get the balls off the bounce. Because Aaron is very good at that, and if he can do that, then, or if the opponent allows him to play, a little bit slower, he's going to be in that position every time. Oh, what a serve! The ball actually went straight off. Then he outside the ball.
Louis again bringing the mannequin challenge back. Can't quite believe that he's put that one into the net. We've all been there. As Aaron McKibben leads 8-7 in this one. It's currently 6-0 to Ormesby. Aaron McKibben hoping to prevent the clean sweep from the side that after round 9 will remain at the top of the table. So Aaron just hits it too long.
Yeah, a bit too long. Nice.
There we go, 9-all.
Move them around a little bit more around the table there. So it's brought it back to 9-all. both players, they are using their serves effectively. So we'll see what Aaron does here.
And Aaron takes it to game point. One
a little
away.
bit of a soft block there.
And we go to 10-all. Aaron looking a little annoyed with himself, but looking to bounce back in this one. Not quite able to. Aaron.
Save game point there. Just a little bit of a re-loop off the bounce on his backhand. Played it straight into the middle. It's very hard for a lefty to get that ball. But again, another good serve. A very good serve from Louis. He just keeps getting those serves.
So Louis Price, 12-11 up. Aaron McKibben. Wow.
Brilliant.
You don't just have class like that. That was something impressive. And he takes another game point.
And it's interesting what Aaron is doing. He's trying to exploit his strongest shot, which is his forehand. He's moving it straight across the table to his strongest space.
And this way it goes on. Price now taking game point.
Too much power.
I've lost track of how many game points everyone's had at this point, but 14-13, Aaron McKibben looking like he's going to fight for this one. And he brings it back one more time.
That was very dominant there, very dominant. I feel like Aaron has the game plan and he knows what he needs to do. Louis actually also does have that. So both of them, I mean, I think the whole game's going to be close. Tucks him onto the side again.
So that will be 15-14.
Maybe we might see a 2021. You never know.
15-all.
It's definitely going that way. The Marty Supreme up to 21.
And maybe we'll have the showdown. Just like that. Well, there'll be another game point. Louis is going to take a timeout though.
It's so strategic, these timeouts, early timeouts. No one really knows when it's a good time to take a timeout. But right now it's like Louis just wants to take the first point to feel a bit more comfortable, not have enough pressure on his side. So if he can take it now, then he's going to be so happy. Whereas for me, if I want to take a timeout, it's more that I want to take it at the end of the game because I probably feel a bit nervous, but it does make sense to take it right now just to secure the game.
Well, there's a real opportunity. 1 point is all it takes. And like you said, Louis just wanting to slow down, take it all in, because it will be Aaron serving. And Louis Price takes it 17-15, the end of the first, in a mammoth first game. That it's a stereotype, but that could have gone either way.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like to take a timeout for that 1 point, it might sound a bit strange, but it's taken the whole game. So it makes sense to do that. So we're going to go into the second game. We're going to see kind of, the mindset of both players. I feel like, as I said, like Aaron, he has a sense and maybe the mind to obviously take this game. But it's so interesting to see both players kind of work out each other's games. I saw that with Louis. I feel like he felt like he can play the ball maybe more down the line to Aaron's forehand to try and get that cheap point. And I saw him, he's going for it again, just missed it. Very, very, very good placement there. Solid blocks from Aaron, but again, Louis is trying to exploit the forehand block. Just off the edge. I feel like you need that. And again, I know it is at the start of the game, but to get a net or an edge, I know I always say sorry, but I love it.
It's a big display.
Keep it on his toes. Just hit it straight off the edge. Sometimes it could be different bits, different factors of the game where you might not be used to the ball or maybe even the table. I believe every hole it's a bit different in terms of how the ball bounces, the type of spin you get, so you have to really know how to adapt to the game.
Well, it's 4-3 to Aaron McKibben now. He'll be looking to amend any demons from the end of the first one. Heartbreaking way to lose a game. Now getting word from down the hall that Brighton have just beaten Ormo 4-3. It's a big game down there.
That's such a tight result, isn't it? 4-3.
Well, it could have gone either way. This one more of a one-sided affair, but still a good game as we just tip over the 2-hour 45 mark of this match. Both players just geeing themselves on, and clearly works for Aaron McKibben. That was a great shot.
You seem almost surprised that it happens. I feel like Aaron's just such a frustrating player to play against. I just don't really know where anything's going. And you can see that the timeout that he took in the first game was so effective, because now, he's 8-4 down and he's fighting straight and he's struggling.
in your opinion, would you rather take the timeout because I need it now, or in the back of your head are you thinking, I might be in a position later on where I'm going to want this, I'm going to want this buffer?
Usually it's just the latter, but I feel like in every game we would have a different thought process in terms of the timeout. Because I know for a fact I've played games where I thought, you know what, I need to take this time out quick because the other guy is he's put me under so much pressure that I need to take this time out. Whereas sometimes I feel like, you know what, let me take it more at the end of the game. But it depends on every game. And also I do feel like you should always let your teammate or whoever is on the side of your bench take a time out for you, because sometimes even though you're playing you can't see what's going on, so let your coach or your teammate take a time out for you.
Sage advice. Aaron McKibben still has his timeout and he's taken a game back from Louis Price, and sort of on balance Aaron looks very confident in this one. I don't know if it's all the previous games, the doubles, the singles he's played or what, but this one he looked a lot more in control.
Yeah.
The first one, as we say, could have gone a different way on a different day, but this one I feel like Aaron would win that past game close to 10 times out of 10. But again, Louis Price he's the beast for a reason.
I feel like if a player plays a little bit slower with spin, Aaron always has a chance against them, or prefers that. As I said, such a frustrating player to play against. It's such a frustrating player. It's just his backhand, the way he plays, he really wants to spoil your game.
Aaron boosts his lead up somewhat. Just like to thank everybody who is taking the time out of their Saturday to join us for this stream. We will be live again this afternoon for EBAT against Ormo. EBAT still in action over to our right. Ormo narrowly missing out to Brighton here in round 9. But big thank you to our viewers and thank you to those who engage with our content. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel for more British Clubs Leagues content, more international content, more behind the scenes content, which we'll be posting every week. So a big thank you from all at Table Tennis England. And be sure to let your support for the players, let them know who you're cheering for in this one, as Ormesby will be advancing their lead at the top of the table. Brighton, though, hot on their tails with a victory. They won't meet again until the final weekend in April. That's a good winner there from Louis Price.
It's a crunching shot from Louis.
Yeah, Louis acknowledges that. Says, fair play, you've done me there. The ball just sails off the end of the table to build on Louis' lead. Great 4 as we're into the towel break.
And it seems like Louis maybe found something in the game now. It doesn't seem like he's under that much pressure compared to what he was before.
He does seem almost calmer in this game as he wins that point, but he looks a little bemused about something. Maybe it's where he put the ball back for Aaron to respond. Doesn't take that game point. His score goes to 10-5.
I mean, I've seen games go from 10-1 to 10-all actually many times, so can't take it out of the ball.
And again, deficit reduced to 4 points now. But it will not be reduced any further as Louis Price takes the third one to extend his lead to 2-1 as we edge ever closer towards a conclusion of this Premier Division fixture between Ormesby and Drumchapel.
I mean, the game here is like the first game was so tightly contested. Then Aaron absolutely dominated that second game. And then again, the tables just turned, the tides turned, and you see Louis Price now he's just on the forefront. I mean, 2-1 up. Like, it's just so crazy how table tennis works. It's probably about 70% mental of the game than the actual playing. Probably about 30% of what you do, but in your head, you just have to be smart about how you play it.
Well, we're about to get underway with the fourth set rather, of this game. Louis not happy with himself with that one. Might be leading in the match. Ormesby might have already won the match, but still no margin for error for the Beast. As he claws one back. That ball fell off so far off the wayside. Aaron not able to land it back on the upside.
He did put his hand up there, but I can see Aaron has again slightly changed the game, taking the pace of the ball, and it's frustrating Louis more and more that he's doing that. Great shot, very good reply there. Very good reply from Louis.
So just bringing that out for the locker.
Digging deep there again, and it's interesting. The more that the game becomes a bit more simple in terms of where the ball is going, I feel like Louis gets better with that.
Good point there, but Louis not quite happy. Just get a close-up look at that little grimace right in front of the camera.
I feel like, they said that the ball just went down, but I feel like it was quite close that it could have, caught the edge.
Yeah, very nearby.
Again, slowing the tempo down.
As each player just exchanging points with each other. As we go to 5-all. In this potentially deciding game. You can see what that means to Louis there.
He's fighting right now. He's trying to find just something in his heart to just overcome this battle.
And there it is again, building on his lead. It's 7-5. And Aaron will use his timeout now. A good time to use that right as momentum was starting to shift the other way. I think Louis would have been content with a timeout there as well, but right as it starts swinging in his favour.
I mean, this is definitely where I would have taken the timeout. When, you know, as you said, the momentum is all on the opponent's side. That's where you just need to just change it, come back to your team, get some advice, get a drink of water, and then just come back to the table, you know, just a bit more refreshed and ready. And yeah, just maybe take off some of that nerves as well. So it's a good timeout in my books.
Sort of try ease any tension you have about how you feel the game's going, but this was Aaron's timeout, so hopefully he's got what he wanted out of it. Well, the first point goes the way of Louis Price.
Literally just missed the table there.
Such fine margins in table tennis, but 2 points separate Louis from victory. Oh, that's a fortunate return there, but it doesn't mean it's not impressive as Louis takes match point. And he takes it at the first time of asking. It's going to be 3-1 to Louis Price. It's going to be 7-0 to Ormesby as they keep their march up to the top of the table. Wow, I mean, that match did kind of have everything at some point or the other within it, don't you think, Jamal?
I think the 7-0 didn't reflect actually what happened in the game, because there were definitely two close games in that, but congratulations to Ormesby for taking that 7-0. Impressive team.
So that concludes the coverage of this morning's match. It's not this morning anymore, it is 1:30 on Valentine's Day. But let's take a quick look at the fixtures that you can look forward to. We'll have Drumchapel against Brighton, another very tough fixture for them, going up against first and second place in the same day. Fusion will take on Ormesby, the hosts taking on the leaders here. North Ayrshire will take on Bats, and our streamed match later on will be EBAT versus Ormo. Pargarel of international renown has joined Ormo for the remainder of the season, so we'll see what he can produce for them and whether or not EBAT can pick up their form from how they've been getting on for the rest of the year. So, but I'd just like to give a big thank you to Jamal. Thank you for being my co-pilot on this first match.
Thank you for having me.
Hope you've enjoyed it, and so we'd like to thank you all as well for watching. Be sure to tune in later on from 2:30 right back here. There's nothing else you need to sort of worry about, so we'll see you in a little bit, but not before one final video from the British Premier Division.